Hey, and welcome to the Chef's Table, a weekly video series for culinary entrepreneurs who want to monetize their skills outside of the kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Evelyn. This is the place for successful women who want to live, cook, and work on their own terms. So if that's you, let's get started. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Chef's Table, and I am Chef Evelyn, and this is the place where I teach successful women how to create multiple streams of income and monetize their culinary skills outside of the kitchen. So what I want to talk to you about today is something that I don't think is talked about a lot in our industry, particularly among women. I know for me, whether it was when I was an engineer and I was in corporate America or even in the culinary space, that this was a conversation that really wasn't had with me, or maybe it was, I couldn't grasp it. And so I wanted to share it with you because upon reflection, having cultivated this skill, if that's what you want to call it, has made all the difference in my career and in my business. So that skill is the ability to create and sustain and cultivate relationships. You know, a lot of times people say, you know, the thing you need in business is resources. You need capital. And there's a reason why, you know, your job is called human resources, because actually human resources, even over financial resources, have proven to be a bigger asset to my life and to my business than anything else. So I want to give you a little backstory. So when I was in culinary school, I was an older student because I had already been in college, had already worked in the corporate world, and this was a career change for me. So if you watched any of my videos, you may have known that. This is why I talk to corporate women who want to become culinary entrepreneurs, or you're in corporate and maybe you have your culinary business on the side, or you're looking to get it started, right? And so one of the things I decided to do that I didn't do when I was in engineering school was I decided that I was like, I'm going to be all in. Everything they tell me to do, everything they tell me to read, it doesn't matter whether I like it or not. I'm going to be all in my culinary school experience. And so with that, I did a lot of things I didn't want to do. I did a lot of volunteering for events that I didn't necessarily want to do. I was always the first to be like, I'll wash the dishes, right? If you know me in real life, you know I hate to wash dishes. Like, it's a thing. Like, ever since I was a little kid, like, my mother and I used to argue about me having to do dishes. I don't have any siblings, so there was nobody to share the chores with. Anyway, let me get back to the point. So I remember when I first saw this come into play that I was volunteering for everything. If the chef said do this, I was like, I'll do it. I was just really trying to exercise this muscle of being all in, going the extra mile. Like, I was paying for it for the first time. Like, I paid for my own culinary school experience. And so I was a little bit more mature than when I was in college the first time. So I was like, I'm about to do all the homework, all the extra assignments. I'm always going to be on time. I'm always going to have my assignment done. You name it. I was all in, right? So, and I ended up graduating with honors. But I remember I had volunteered for all these different events, and some interesting things came my way. So the first one, and I don't remember if this was first or second, but I remember that an opportunity to volunteer for like a trade show had came up, right? And basically they wanted a culinary school student to assist, but the reality was, if I'm being honest, they just wanted the culinary school student to be like a runner, to bring food from the back and to wash dishes. But I was like, I'll do it. Let me tell you, fast forward. So I do the event, and I'm just trying to be really helpful, whatever they need. I don't care if I like it or not. Sure, I got it. What do you need? Tell me what to do. I'm attentive. I'm there. I'm not on my phone. I'm in the space, right? And what ended up happening is I ended up cultivating a really great relationship with this brand. And so that event was free. But check this out. I remember they called me back and said, hey, you were so fantastic. We have another event and we want to pay you $35 an hour to do the same thing. You want to pay me $35 an hour to wash dishes at a trade show and to assist the chef? Sure. Sure. I'll take $35 an hour to do that. $35 an hour to wash dishes? Tell me who wouldn't sign up for that deal. So I helped them again, right? And this time I'm getting paid. Now, mind you, The only reason why I got this opportunity is because the chefs at the culinary school I had developed a relationship with them because I was willing to do the work. And so now I went from doing this free stuff. So I was making $35 an hour every time this particular brand had this trade show. But here's where it gets interesting. So they then ended up going to have a trade show in Chicago, and then they were going to have one in Nashville. Now I'm in Dallas. So then they were like, hey, we don't even want to try to go to another culinary school and get another culinary school student and try to train them. We're going to fly you to Chicago, to Nashville, get you a hotel, get you a rent-a-car, and also pay you $35 an hour to chop up vegetables and keep the vegetables, whatever. As a culinary school student, right, I ended up meeting some different celebrity chefs. I ended up assisting Oprah's private chef at the time, Art Smith. Like, you're like, what? Relationships. And when I went back and asked my chefs about it, they were like, oh, we keep an eye out for the students who are really in it to win it. We keep an eye out for the ones who have cultivated relationships, who are in the game. I didn't get those opportunities because I was the best performer, even though I was trying my best. I got those opportunities because I had developed a relationship with the chef instructors who had the plug. They had the connect. Now, fast forward. My very first celebrity client was while I was still in culinary school. So think about this, right? I've been doing all the free stuff. I will wash the dishes. I'll sweep and mop the floor. I'm on time for class. I do the assignments. I'm listening to the chefs. I'm taking their feedback. I'm asking questions, right? I'm cultivating these relationships. Fast forward, chefs get a call, and a certain Grammy Award-winning singer was coming to town, and her chef needed an assistant, right? So because I had done such a great job with the other company and they were flying me around, they were like, we think this person can handle it. It was never on one of the announcement boards at school. It was never made public. It was a, hey, Evelyn, we got this opportunity. Can you do it? Right? I was like, sure. So I go, and who is the celebrity? It's none other than Sheryl Crow. So I'm assisting her chef, right? Cook dinner for her children, her 16-piece band, all this kind of stuff, right? Getting paid way better money than the $35 an hour, might I add. Okay, so I'm like, ooh, I got me a celebrity client, like with the chef. Fast forward, she goes back on tour. The chef, because I now have built a relationship, because I was like, I'm not going to embarrass my school and my chefs, calls me back and says, hey, can you come back? The bad part is I wasn't able to come back, but guess what happened? A chef that I had met that ended up working with me, I saw that he had that same kind of energy and spirit and determination I did. I called him up and said, hey, I need you to go cook for Sheryl Crow. He was like, I'm on it, right? When I still have that chef's number in my phone, both of them. When that chef has come back to this city, he has called him and like, hey, are you available? Relationships. These are not things that were put on job boards. These are not things that were put on, like, available. All relationships. The way I was able to first start cooking, and I've cooked for T.D. Jakes several times and his family and Sarah Jakes Roberts several times, was through a relationship. Somebody I knew, I wanted to volunteer to teach some classes. Did not know that they knew them. They were loving what I was doing, and I was just being me. I wasn't even setting out to be like, oh, I'm going to try to see if I can get this person as a client. Not how it happened at all. I was just going about my business, doing what I thought was right, trying to serve people well. And this person knew me, and I was like, hey, I would really love to teach cooking classes here, or a class on healthy eating or something like that. And they were like, sure. And they were like, but there's somebody I want you to meet. And they introduced me to who is now Sarah Jakes Roberts, who then booked me to do a dinner for her, and then booked me to do a dinner for her parents, and then her parents booked me, and then her parents ordered desserts for me, and then and then I used to write for TD Jakes' online magazine. I used to do recipes, and I know their family from a professional standpoint. I don't want to give the impression like we cool like that, like I was the hired help. But my point is, when people ask me about how do you get celebrity clients, it's all been relationships. Somebody has made the introduction. Somebody has saw what I'm doing. When I've been reached out to multiple times for TV shows, right? They saw what I was doing. It was a relationship thing. It wasn't it's hard to explain, to tell people how I've gotten some of these opportunities. It was all relationship based, but it was because I was trying to do what I was trying to do in excellence. When I started doing my corporate demos, somebody approached me. I didn't even know it was a thing. And somebody approached me and was like, here's what you need to do. Here's how much you need to charge. Here's how it goes, right? Somebody who was an insider, because they saw me doing what I was trying to do in excellence. They saw me building relationships. I've gotten so many deals based on that one introduction from that person, because I went and I was like, I'm going to make them look good, right? And I cultivated a relationship with that person. It has made me tens of thousands of dollars, and I still get referrals to this day. So I know when people say, it's about serving and it's about, putting your best foot forward. It really truly is. You don't know who's watching. You don't know who needs your products or services. You don't know what could come out of it. And that's not the reason why you're doing it. You're doing it because you genuinely want to do a good job. You genuinely want to help people. You genuinely love this. I think I talked in another video, and I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Let me calm down. Really, we gonna cut grass right now? Like it's almost raining outside. Okay, great. If y'all heard that, my apologies. But I talked in another video that if your motivation for wanting to start your culinary business is 100% financial based, that you won't stick to it. You're not going to put in that level of work or grit just for the money. You're going to do it because you love it, because you really want people to have a certain experience, or you really want them to learn something, or whatever the case may be. I do these videos when I'm tired, when it's uncomfortable, when it's inconvenient, because I genuinely care that I know there's people that were like me, who were in a job that they didn't love, who knew that they were called to do something else, and they needed the help to get started. They needed a place to go. They needed to know that somebody had done it before them. They needed to see what it could look like. I do it for that, right? And it's brought me, yes, financial rewards. And it's also brought me some amazing opportunities, because even me doing these videos, I'm cultivating a relationship with you. You can come here every week and get a video. You can rely on it like clockwork. You know what day and what time this video is going to drop. You can look at, there's 40 plus at this time of this recording, 40 plus videos in this playlist. We're even building a relationship online. Right? You know that I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to give it to you no chaser. You know that I'm teaching you from a place of I've been there, girl. Like, not just what I heard. You know that I genuinely want you to win. You know, I also don't do free. Okay. So I said all that to say that the relationships that I cultivated 10 years ago, 15 years ago, are still paying dividends today. I recently pitched a culinary school to teach continuing education at their school, right? I want to teach culinary entrepreneurship to their graduates. Do you know that the reason why I got a meeting with the head of the culinary department and the head of continuing education is because one of my chefs that was my instructor when I was at culinary school, when I was doing all the stuff that I talked about, is now an instructor there. And when they got my email, they went straight to that person and asked them about me. That person gave them a beaming report, and I will now, no job interview, no application, no nothing. I now will be teaching culinary entrepreneurship at this culinary school based on a relationship from years ago. And then come to find out that a coworker that I had years ago, who trained me for a job in the culinary world, who I was very humble and receptive to, and I took all of her suggestions, is an alum of the same culinary school. And the same person who's over all of that, the same person that I pitched, called them and said, hey, Tell me what you know about her. Because I was all in with them and I maintained a relationship with them, they gave them a glowing report, right? So a lot of these opportunities is, yes, me trying to do things in excellence, but it's also relationships that I've built. So anyway, I said all that to say, if you do not have the knack for creating relationships and maintaining relationships in business and going the extra mile because you want to be of service, you're going to struggle a little bit. You're going to struggle a little bit if your goal is not to exceed people's expectations at every turn. And listen, it takes work. I'm not telling you that I've done this and it's been convenient or it's always been comfortable. And I'm not even doing it because I'm like, okay, at one day down the line, they might have a hookup. That's not my motivation either. People can smell that a mile away. It's really like, hey, I just want to do the best that I can because I feel like I'm on assignment. This is my God-given assignment. This is I'm using my gifts to help others. And when I stay in that lane, when I do these videos, I think about, what do you need? What do you need to hear? What do you need to know? Not just, are they going to sign up for my program? Listen, the people who are right for me, listen, they come to me, okay? And I'm not worried about that. I do this because I care. I want to see you win. So anyway, my battery's about to die. This video is already long enough. I feel like I've been hype on my videos recently. And so let me know in the comments below, is relationships something that you struggle with developing, whether it's in your current job or in your entrepreneurial journey? Is that something that you struggle to cultivate? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next week in the next video. Peace. Thank you so much for watching. If you're ready to make the transition from employee to entrepreneur, then make sure to register for From Corporate to Culinary. From Corporate to Culinary is a mini course designed to help professional women begin the process of following their passion. So whether you are still on the fence about following your dreams or you have already leaped from the corporate ladder, From Corporate to Culinary equips you with the tools you need to live, cook, and work on your own terms. For more details and to register, go to FromCorporateToCulinary.com. Now, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you never miss a new episode. And to see what I'm cooking up behind the scenes, make sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook as Chef Evelyn. That's all for today, and I'll see you next week. Peace.